here, and today, as you can see, I am back with another video. But in tonight's video, before we get into everything, of course, as you can see from the title, and probably from the basketball, we're doing another NBA talking video, talking about the top targets for every single NBA team, and just talking a lot more trades, because obviously the trade deadline is literally just around the corner, starting to heat up, very exciting, and I'm going to be doing some more trade talking in this video. But before we can even get into that, I can't believe I'm actually saying this, we have a sponsor. This video is sponsored. We have a little ad read that I have to get through, so hopefully you guys enjoy this little sit down. So yeah, I guess we have a word from our sponsor, which is so crazy. So like I said, super crazy and big thank you to today's sponsor in this video, which is actually a pretty humongous company that I'm very excited to reach out and wanting to show you guys and giving me some of their products. And really big shout out to them for sending me this stuff. I cannot believe it. But humongous shout out to today's sponsor, Manscaped. Now I know Manscaped is definitely one of the biggest sort of male grooming services, definitely on the internet. Your favorite podcast has probably had an ad read on Manscaped, and I could not believe it that they would even want to do anything with me, which is super amazing, and I cannot thank them enough. I'm sure a lot of you do know. If you don't know, Manscaped is, again, a male service that helps, I guess, keep you in tip-top shape, looking your best, whether that is with your facial hair, body hair down there, anything you really need to make yourself look and feel better, they have it all. Manscaped actually sent me the performance package, which is kind of like their bundle that they have online, and it basically covers every single thing that you basically would need from them. Coming in first with the Lawnmower 4.0. Yes, there used to be a 3.0. This bad boy just came out pretty recently. Now it did come in a little package, but I had to try this bad boy out, and it is amazing. It's basically shaving like you're shaving with air. It's basically, you don't feel a thing. It gets the job done. Absolutely amazing. Now I know you're thinking, Jake Baller, you can't even grow a beard. Well, maybe that's the point. My skin on my face is super soft and sensitive, and even using this electric trimmer, super duper easy, and just a nice little rinse off, boom, it's clean, it's ready to use on your face or anywhere else on your body that you would need a trimming for. They actually also sent me the Weed Whacker, which is a nose hair and ear hair trimmer. I thankfully don't grow ear hair, but nose hair is something that I definitely have to trim a lot. And this thing, you just go in there once, boom, you're done. It's 3 seconds, cleans out everything, which is amazing. And also I'm holding all the stuff in the Shed travel bag that they also sent me. Super duper insane. I've never owned anything like this, which again, probably a lot of you guys out there don't have a travel bag, which I do also have here. Some of the other stuff they sent me, which is deodorant, anti-chafing sort of things that you can use. Right here they have the crop reliever and the crop preserver, which are just two things that you can use to just make yourself, I guess, feel even better in areas that sometimes definitely don't, especially if you're traveling with a travel bag. It's definitely something that's probably needed. But that was the performance package that they shipped me, and that's something that you can also get on the website if that's what you wanted. They also have single bladed razors, they have colognes, they have shampoos, they have a bunch of different other things on their website, super duper crazy. They have nail trimmers, basically everything you would need for, I guess, again, to make yourself look and feel better, which is one of the biggest things, is to boost not only your self-esteem, but man, it is just a way better feeling. And I've used these things, I've used them all. You guys have seen it, they're out of the packaging, they've been used, and just my honest opinion, they are all amazing. And you too can get some of the stuff if you guys want to. You can get the package that I got, that I just showed off. You can get them individually, which I, again, highly recommend. The Lawnmower 4.0, that thing is amazing. I don't see myself buying another razor for years and years and years, probably years to come. And you can do that by using the code, which is so crazy that I'm saying that, and that's by using the code Baller. That's JBALLER, J Baller at checkout for 20% off. I can't believe I just said that. So all the things that you saw here, you can buy individually, all in a bundle. All the other things that they have on their website, I highly recommend you check them out, obviously at manscaped.com. Everything's going to be linked down in the description. Again, J Baller, 20% off. So yeah, final thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring this video, for gifting me these things, super duper amazing. And yeah, use code JBaller for 20% off at the checkout. I think that's everything. So thank you guys so much, and I guess we can get started with tonight's video. Alrighty guys, so like I said at the start of this video, we're going to be looking at every NBA team's top trade targets. So obviously there's going to be a bunch of probably different answers, probably multiple different players that you can also think of, so comment down below maybe your favorite teams trade target, whether it's your own opinion on who they should trade for, who they should trade away. Would really love to know your guys' opinion on that. Also make sure you do like the video if you do like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Super duper close to 10,000 subscribers. Always super crazy whenever I have to say that in every single one of my videos. But yeah, let's get started. Anyways, so every NBA team's top trade targets. Pretty exciting. In this particular article that I'm reading off of, obviously off of Bleacher Report, they have a dream team target, they have a realistic team target, and a sneaky team target, which I don't know how you can be sneaky with a target. I don't know, maybe that's just like a trade that could really come out of nowhere that could also really make a big impact. I guess we're going to see what those are. And for the Atlanta Hawks, to start out with, their dream target is actually Ben Simmons. Their realistic target, they say, is Marcus Smart from the Boston Celtics. And their sneaky target is Gary Harris from the Orlando Magic. Ooh, definitely a downhill spiral on that one. The Atlanta Hawks dream target, I think that's definitely a good one, and they could, probably get it done maybe. Obviously trading away John Collins and maybe some other pieces here and there. Definitely if they would have kept Cam Reddish and packaged him with John Collins, could have made it maybe more of an interesting conversation to get Ben Simmons, but now probably going to be a lot harder to get him. I don't really see that happening, but maybe in some universe that happens, but that's definitely a dream for the Atlanta Hawks. Realistic though, Marcus Smart, that would be a pretty good duo to put alongside Trae Young. Obviously having a defensive guard with an offensive crazy floor general and Trae Young, that'd be a crazy duo. Up next we have the Boston Celtics, and for them, their dream target seems to be John Collins. Kind of funny, we were just talking about him. Realistic target, we have Eric Gordon from the Houston Rockets, and a sneaky target would be Ben McLemore from the Portland Trailblazers. Oh geez. John Collins, I don't think that's their dream target, at least for me. Maybe it would also be Ben Simmons. I don't know, that would definitely have to take probably trading away Jaylen Brown, and I don't think they want to do that, but if they could somehow snag a nice third option, I think that's definitely a dream. That would be John Collins, obviously, but that's definitely not bad. And I think Eric Gordon, wow, that would be a great piece, definitely for sure. I think for me personally, I think I'd rather see them get like a playmaker in this upcoming trade deadline, whether it is trading away Dennis Schroeder or someone like that. I think getting someone who could provide some ball movement on that team could definitely help out a lot more than just more scoring output. For the Brooklyn Nets, they have Jakob as their dream target, the realistic target as Dorian Finney-Smith from the Dallas Mavericks, and their sneaky target, Mike Muscala. Definitely a lot of role players, obviously, for the Brooklyn Nets. Super top heavy team. Don't really need any more big boy firepower. Just definitely need to round out the team a little bit more, and size is definitely something that they would need. And I think that would be okay. I don't know how they would get Jakob. Maybe a first round pick if they have one sometime in the recent upcoming years. Then maybe you throw in like a Joe Brown or just some random role player. Maybe Paul Millsap, because I know he's not even getting played, or maybe even Blake Griffin. I don't know. whatever can get you more size and some youth, a little bit more energy. I think that could be a perfect fit for the Brooklyn Nets. For the Charlotte Hornets, their dream target, you probably know, it's Miles Turner from the Indiana Pacers. Realistic, Nerlens Noel. That I can actually see that happening. That actually wouldn't be too bad, especially for this year alone. Just them trying to get in a good playoff position. It could be a good starting center for the team. And a sneaky target, they have Robin Lopez. Ooh. I don't know if you would even want that. I think I'd rather just have Mason Plumlee, but Miles Turner would be amazing. That's the one I want. That's probably the one you want. Having an up and down big like that who can also spread the floor a little bit, block a bunch of shots, play alongside this very exciting team. That's definitely the guy that I want to see for sure. We have the Chicago Bulls up next. Dream target, Jeremy Grant. They were definitely one of the front runners, I think, for quite some time. And obviously with this Bulls team, you don't need a rush. Sort of a championship or bust now mentality, trading away a bunch of assets and young players just to get a guy in Jeremy Grant that you don't even know it's going to work out. So I can see why that's definitely not really on the table as much anymore. Their next one for the realistic one is Larry Nance Jr. That could be a thing. Larry Nance is playing for Portland right now, and he's playing okay. They're definitely not to the level that I would like to see from a person who watches a lot of Portland basketball, but definitely not the worst. And Nicholas Batum from the Clippers. Nicholas Batum is too important to the Clippers. That I don't think it's going to happen. But for the Chicago Bulls and Jeremy Grant, I mean, it's going to have to take some pieces, probably Patrick Williams and maybe some other things here and there. The Cleveland Cavaliers are up next, and their dream target says Brandon Ingram. Wow. Next one is Karis LeVert, and below that for the sneaky target is Goran Dragic. The Cleveland Cavaliers just traded for Rondo, so I don't think Dragic's really going to be in that picture, but Brandon Ingram, unless they do a Colin Sexton, Brandon Ingram swap, I don't really see that happening, and I would hope the Pelicans wouldn't give up Brandon Ingram from Colin Sexton unless it's a package deal that comes with like picks and then maybe even another player along with Colin Sexton, because I actually would rather have Brandon Ingram if I'm a Pelican fan, if I'm the Cavaliers, and you can team up Garland with Ingram and also keep, Mobley, Jared Allen. Like, that team is starting to look really, really, really good for the future. I cross my fingers that this maybe does happen. That could be a very fun team, but I highly doubt the Pelicans would throw that away just for Colin Sexton. No offense. We have the Dallas Mavericks up next. Dallas Mavericks, I guess the dream target, according to this article, is Christian Wood from the Rockets. I don't know about that. Him alongside KP maybe could work. I'm not sure. You have Buddy Hield as a target as well, and also Kemba Walker. That could be fun. I think with Luka obviously being so ball dominant, I would like to see a player who can play off the ball very well. And I don't think Kemba Walker can really do that. Buddy Hield, now that's good. That is really good. If they can somehow get that done with also keeping a lot of their key role guys like Tim Hardaway Jr., I would 1000% do that trade. Christian Wood as a dream target, I'm not entirely sure. I think I'd rather have more of a maybe defensive-minded big, since you already have KP and they're trying to score as many points as possible by himself. I think having another scoring big like Christian Wood would really make that big of an impact. For the Denver Nuggets, their dream target apparently is Derek White from the San Antonio Spurs. Very random. You also have Robin Lopez and Dennis Schroeder from the Boston Celtics. Interesting. Derek White. I mean, of course, without having Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., they're going to need a lot more offensive output, and I guess a guy in Derek White can provide that for you. And then maybe if Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray come back later this year, you have a Derek White player who can come off the bench as a six-man. That is a very spicy player, so that would be really cool. Realistic, though, without giving a lot up, I have no idea. They'd probably have to trade like Will Barton in a first, or maybe even Aaron Gordon. And that team, you really want to keep its depth, though. I don't really think that's a very realistic trade. But good idea, though. Ooh, for the Detroit Pistons, theirs is Mo Bamba. I guess that's true. They do need a new sort of big man to build through alongside, obviously, Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey as well. Mo Bamba could be cool, and they probably wouldn't even need to give up a lot. Probably just a random first-round pick 2-3 years down the road. I think they could probably give that up for a player like Mo Bamba, who, at least in my opinion, is a starting caliber player. Definitely needs a little bit more refining, but I think he's definitely capable. We have the Golden State Warriors up next, and theirs is interesting. Theirs is Kendrick Williams from the OKC Thunder. They have Mike Muscala again making an appearance, and then their sneaky target is actually Marcus Smart from the Boston Celtics. Now that would be extremely sneaky. I don't know how they would get it done without trading away like maybe Wiggins, Draymond, someone like that. I don't think the Celtics would do anything less because they love a Marcus Smart down there. So I don't think that one's happening. And then just like, no offense to Kendrick Williams, but a random role player. I think it's Kendrick Williams. I think that's how I pronounce his name. I just don't think that's really a big possibility. They probably could have come up with some better ideas for Golden State. I like the idea of Marcus Smart though. That'd be pretty crazy. Wow, for the Houston Rockets, their dream target apparently is also Ben Simmons. That would be amazing. That would be a great start to their rebuild, but I don't think they have the assets for that. I mean, they don't need a big in Philadelphia, so they can't give up Christian Wood. It's not like John Wall is bringing a lot of attention, and you're obviously not going to trade away Jalen Green, so that's a big yikes. I don't think that's definitely what that's going to happen. Derek White, maybe, but that's not really a rebuilding piece. Their sneaky target, though, Rui Hachimura. I actually really like that piece. If they could somehow just trade, I don't know, Eric Gordon, just someone who's really not in your future plans for a player like Rui Hachimura, give him a little bit more of an opportunity since he has been developing in Washington. That could be kind of spicy. That could be your new starting power forward. For the Indiana Pacers, we have Gordon Hayward as their dream trade target. No. The Pacers need a rebuilding piece. They're giving up pieces to get another player. It has to be someone going into their prime, a young guy, a young all-star. Hayward is not that guy anymore. They have Dorian Finney-Smith and Luke Kennard. I don't agree with any of these. These are all bad. For the Pacers, I would hope their target would be a young all-star to either A, pair up alongside Domantas Sabonis, or B, completely restart their rebuild. I think a better one would be Ben Simmons. I think that would actually make a lot of sense here. I don't know if you can get someone like De'Aaron Fox. That could make a lot of sense. Or again, just a player you can pair alongside Sabonis. I think that'd be a way better pick than any one of these guys. We have the Los Angeles Clippers up next. Their dream target is actually kind of realistic. It's Jonas Valanciunas from the Pelicans. I would love that, especially when Kawhi and Paul George come back with Jonas Valanciunas in the center position. That could be very scary, especially with, you either have Nick Batum or Morris or Serge Ibaka playing the 4. That's even more of a dangerous team. They have Yusuf Nurkic on there as well, which I don't know what kind of assets they have to get. I mean, if Blazers are trading away Yusuf Nurkic, they're going to want a big in return, so they're going to trade him for Zubac, maybe? I don't know how good of a trade that is. And then you have Kemba Walker, which that could be really good, even though they already have some guards in Reggie Jackson and Eric Bledsoe. I think Kemba off the bench, being that sixth man, just letting him do whatever he wants to do with the ball, kind of like being an off-the-bench Charlotte Hornet version of himself. For the LA Lakers, though, dream target Eric Gordon from the Houston Rockets. And that is very realistic now. If they were to trade, Taylor Horton-Tucker for Eric Gordon, would the Houston Rockets say no? I know Taylor Horton-Tucker's sort of memed on for being, not as good as the early season hype around him. Maybe they would take him. I don't know. I don't really like any of the other players they named, but I think Eric Gordon, that's realistic. They definitely just need more shooting. Obviously, of course, if they can somehow finesse a Jeremy Grant trade, or maybe somehow still get Buddy Hield on their team, those are like the major options. But a sneaky player like Eric Gordon, a three-point shooter, could be exactly what they would need. For the Memphis Grizzlies, they have their dream target as Jaylen Brown. I mean, no duh, that would be amazing. They would have to give up probably their entire, core guys to even get him. They'd probably have to give away like Jaren Jackson Jr. and Dylan Brooks to get him, and probably a plethora of other things. Not worth dismantling this team. I don't think that's really a good one for sure. Robert Covington could be good. He sort of fits their sort of defensive first mindset, that's for sure. I would like to see some more scoring output from that team. For the Miami Heat, we have Dorian Finney-Smith as a dream target. They basically just name off a bunch of role players, which is the thing that they need. Their starting unit is really, 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 really good. It's their bench that kind of worries me, and definitely deepening that without really having to give up a lot, or even just signing a player could be amazing. So I think for the Miami Heat, if you can snag a Dorian Finney-Smith, Torrey Craig, Paul Millsap, someone off the buyout market, that is the goal for this team, 1,000%, because they need to deepen that bench. For the Milwaukee Bucks, the dream target is Nerlens Noel from the New York Knicks. I guess, sure. I mean, obviously with Brook Lopez having a lot of problems this year from injury and just really not playing the same, getting a big to back him up, besides Bobby Portis, who I don't really like seeing playing center. I really like him more at the 4 spot. Doug McDermott for shooting, sure. Always surrounding Giannis with shooting. And they also have a sneaky target here of Jalen Smith, the young big from Phoenix, which could be okay, but this team is in title-winning mode, so I don't think getting a prospect is sort of in the right mindset for them. So, man, Nerlens Noel, that would be awesome. I think that's almost a perfect sort of big for them, because they already have sort of a stretch big with Brook Lopez. Getting an interior rim running one that could run along even aside Giannis could be pretty fun. The Minnesota Timberwolves are up next with OG Anunoby. Wow. Could you imagine D'Lo, Anthony Edwards, OG, and Karl Anthony Towns all on the same team? Now that would be crazy. I don't know how they would get that done. I don't think they have anything without, again, getting rid of like a D'Angelo Russell type player, which, I mean, they can if they want, but we all know D'Lo and Karl Anthony Towns are like best friends, and if they got rid of D'Lo, Karl Anthony Towns might also be on his way out, so I don't think you really want to risk anything like that. They actually have a couple good ones here for the New Orleans Pelicans. Their dream target says De'Aaron Fox, which, man, a dynamic duo of De'Aaron Fox and Zion Williamson. That's a very physical, up and down, upbeat, fast break type of organization that will be placed there. That would be a lot of fun. They also have Colin Sexton. Again, they talked about a Brandon Ingram Colin Sexton trade, which, again, I don't know how much of an upgrade that brings to the team. I mean, obviously I would love to see Zion paired with a guard, but I would rather it definitely be De'Aaron Fox than Colin Sexton. I think De'Aaron Fox has a little bit more of an all-around game, where Colin Sexton's definitely a more score first, that's for sure. The New York Knicks, and theirs is perfect. DeJounte Murray for the New York Knicks. Oh my goodness. I want to see this happen. DeJounte Murray as their point guard, that would be fun. Playing alongside RJ Barrett, that is a backcourt that would be very, very, very fun to watch. Again, not sure how they would get a player like that. It'd probably take, again, a first-round pick, probably like Obi Toppin, maybe some other of their younger guys, maybe Emmanuel Quickly as well. As long as it doesn't involve RJ or Randall, maybe even Mitchell Robinson. I think everyone else is probably on the field for trading and trying to make this team better to add a superstar somewhere down the line. Oklahoma City Thunder up next, and theirs is Gary Trent Jr. Gary Trent Jr. for OKC. That would be a good two-guard to pair alongside SGA, not gonna lie. Again, not really sure what they could get, unless obviously again Toronto looking for first-round picks. Maybe you throw in, man, any bench player. You throw in 2 of your 75 first-round picks that you have. I think that could maybe even get the job done. Obviously Lou Dort is a really good player, and he plays very well, but I don't really see him being, the long-term answer as your starting 2, or even sometimes they play him at the 3, which is crazy. Gary Trent Jr. alongside SGA, that could be a lot of fun. For the Orlando Magic, they have Patrick Williams as their dream target, which, they already have Franz Wagner. They have Jonathan Isaac at their forward positions, 2 project players already. Adding in another project player in Patrick Williams, not really sure if that's really the go-to thing here for the Orlando Magic. If anything for them, again, developing players, packaging players for better players. They need to find their go-to guy. Can it be Suggs one day? Maybe, but not anytime soon. I don't think it's really worth packaging players away for more role player type guys, if that makes any sense. The Philadelphia 76ers, definitely a dream target, but maybe even a realistic one. Bradley Beal. You think the Philadelphia 76ers would trade Ben Simmons for Bradley Beal? Do you think the Wizards would do that trade? I think if I'm the Wizards, I think I'd do that trade. I mean, Bradley Beal is not staying in Washington. He's going to try out free agency, and he's going to get wooed by so many teams out there. I don't think they can compete, so I'd rather give him up for Ben Simmons, try a rebuild and see what happens than just getting rid of Bradley Beal for nothing. Phoenix Suns, they have Josh Hart as their player, which definitely would be a lot of fun, but I even like their sneaky trade piece even better, Harrison Barnes. If they could somehow get Harrison Barnes, it would be nice. I think his contract is a little large, so I don't know how they can make contracts match, but man, I would really love to see Harrison Barnes. I can a title pretty much ready guy who's a veteran, definitely knows what it takes. I think I might like that a little bit more than Josh Hart, who's definitely still more of a young, upbeat type player. Portland Trailblazers are next, and theirs is also Miles Turner. Makes a lot of sense. Again, definitely with Portland now and the ascension of Anthony Simons, do you trade, Yusuf Nurkic, Simons, maybe even a first-round pick for Miles Turner? If you're the Pacers, do you say no to Anthony Simons? That's a hard thing to look at. As a Portland fan, I would love this. We need more defense. I think we're if we're not one of the, we're the worst interior defending team in the entire NBA. Yusuf Nurkic is a great offensive big. He puts up great stats, but when it comes to defending, absolute dog duty. So I'd love to get a guy in there like Miles Turner for sure. Or even, they have listed here Mitchell Robinson. That would also be a fun big to see Damian Lillard play with. The Sacramento Kings, they have theirs Domantas Sabonis. I would love to see this trade happen if they could keep their core guys together in Tyrese and De'Aaron Fox, but it'd probably have to be a De'Aaron Fox for Sabonis trade, and I don't think trading Fox for Sabonis really tips your scales in any direction. They're both very good players, maybe a little bit because Sabonis is already an all-star, but you can argue that because he's in the Eastern Conference, he's an all-star. I don't know, but I don't think that really tips the scales in any way. Obviously, another one would obviously be Ben Simmons. That's a trade I would do if I'm the Kings. De'Aaron Fox for Ben Simmons. Maybe you throw in, I don't know, Harrison Barnes, a first-round pick. That's not bad. The Spurs are up next. Theirs is PJ Washington, which I would actually love because it's a young piece. You can still build around. You probably wouldn't have to give up a lot of assets. Definitely do not give up any first-round picks because you need those to find a guy in the draft for sure. Toronto Raptors, Jakob Poeltl. Not bad, kind of a random one. I think with the Raptors, it looks like they are trying to win, trying to make a playoff spot, which is that's the case. deepening your bench is your best bet. You're not going to find a superstar with a trade. So Jakob is definitely a sort of guy you can just add to the bench, or even maybe the starting lineup, and really make that team a lot better. They also have Montrezl Harrell, kind of the same thing, Kobe White as well. Utah Jazz, theirs is Jeremy Grant, which, God, if they could pull that off, I don't know how they would. If I'm Detroit, I'm looking for some younger assets to retain in a trade featuring Jeremy Grant, and I don't think Utah has a sort of young asset they can trade alongside, a first-round pick and some talent. I don't think they really have anything like that, so not very realistic. If anything, Utah right now just needs to deepen, because right now Rudy Gobert is their second best player, and I don't think they're really going to get anywhere with that happening. So until that changes, I think they're just going to have to deepen their bench and cross their fingers, kind of like how the Phoenix Suns and Milwaukee Bucks did last year. And lastly, we have the Washington Wizards with John Collins. Not bad. I think for me, again, Ben Simmons. I think trading Ben Simmons away for Bradley Beal, I think would work out for both sides. I don't think the Wizards are keeping Bradley Beal. I think Ben Simmons in Washington on a brand new team with a lot of role players who will just, basically he can just throw the ball to, be the floor general for, I think makes a lot of sense, and I would really love to see that. So that's definitely my pick for that one. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, make sure you guys check out manscaped.com, code JBaller for 20% off. Super crazy I get to say that. And again, even if it is just a $10 shampoo bottle, it really helps out a lot. I cannot thank you guys enough for all your support to this point, and hopefully we can just keep growing. And with you guys supporting that, it can keep growing. I can do, giveaways and fun stuff like that. So just again, thank you guys so much, and I will see you again in my next video very soon. Alright guys, make sure you like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you later.